Hey everyone, welcome back to the Awesome Sunday Show, episode 2 of our Comic-Con coverage. I'm Pat.
And my name, as if you don't know, is Connor.
Yeah, not many people want to know it.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so now we're going to be talking Marvel, specifically the really only movie trailer that Marvel showed at Comic-Con, but there's some other news we can talk about too.
Yeah, but it's the only trailer they needed.
Yeah, it was a fucking sweet trailer.
Yeah, again, the movie can be crap. The movie can be great. I'm sure it's going to be the latter, but you never know. But this trailer is amazing.
Yeah, and that is the trailer for Doctor Strange. This is a full-length trailer. We previously reviewed the teaser one. This one's actually like 2.5 minutes or something like that, and covers a lot more. And god damn, is it good?
Yeah, man, the visual style is breathtaking. Like it's very Inception-y, but it has its own style. It's kind of like, and like movies have copied this before, but you know when you look at like Renaissance paintings where it's like Michelangelo, Leonardo, and like they're very similar, but they have very distinct little features and style. Mm-hmm. That's what I feel like this is like when you compare it to Inception. Similar as far as like when you see like infrastructure and buildings moving.
It brings
and
it
everything.
in, and then it puts its own spin on it.
Yeah.
Like it's if you combine Inception and then some of the Doctor Strange visuals in the comics, which is a very visually striking series, like character to follow, because some of that shit looks like an acid trip. But I'm glad that they're making it like that. It looks really, really great.
Yeah.
The choice for like the Inception elements or similar elements is a good idea because in the trailer they do acknowledge like different dimensions and stuff. And that's what that's what it's meant to symbolize. Reality warping and different dimensions like being put into play. And
like it to be fair, like when I come to like reality warping, I can't really imagine anything different from that.
Right.
You know, like them bending actual reality, like, oh wow, Elm Street, which is an actual street right down from my house. Funny, is like going right side up. Why is that happening? So like I get it.
Yeah. So let's along with that, let's cover some other things that we've seen in the movie and some things we know and some things we don't really know right now. So in the trailer, we see more of the introduction of Doctor Strange to the Ancient One and her order and like the mythical elements or mystical elements. I mean, and we see more like spells being used, more magical powers, and like the reality warping is done through magic. And one of the most badass parts, like showing the mysticism of it, is actually like when Mads Mikkelsen jumps onto that building and it looks like it's shattering into glass, like the way the reality is like adjusting around and how he's just like twisting everything like crazy. And then the fight between him and Strange, where they are like, looks like they're using like fire whips or something.
Yeah, it's weird, but it's really cool to look at.
Yeah, this movie's gonna be very, very weird. But that's because Doctor Strange is a weird character.
Yeah, he's never like been one of like the big Marvel top dogs, but neither was Guardians of the Galaxy and neither was Ant-Man.
Yeah, even though Doctor Strange has been, very important. Like,
get a message there, Pat?
No, it was a video being done. Has been very, very important. Like throughout his history to the Marvel comics overall. He's still not the biggest name.
No, but if this movie is successful, then you can see him rising up like as someone who's well known.
Right, especially
just like Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man.
Right, especially with Benedict Cumberbatch as the star.
Right.
Yeah, but it looks great. I think this movie is going to be huge, and it's being directed by the guy who wrote and directed Sinister, Scott Derrickson.
And Sinister was good.
Sinister was good. The second one wasn't, but the first one was.
I never saw the second one. It got like a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, nope.
Yeah, it was not good. But there's a lot really going for this movie. You know, Benedict, Mads Mikkelsen, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and why is her name not coming to me? The actress playing Tilda Swinton.
Yes.
And it's going to be like incredibly different compared to any other comic book movie ever made, pretty much.
Yeah, it's
because it's mysticism, it's magic, it's like all these different.
It's different on both ends. It's going to be different from the comics in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the theme is going to be very faithful, and I think Doctor Strange, the character himself, is going to be very faithful. Because so far, from what the trailer shows, it's the car accident. His hands are shaking.
Mm-hmm.
He can't practice medicine anymore or surgery. I think like the environment around him and the visual style is going to be different, but the theme, the thematic elements are going to be similar. I know there's a lot of controversy behind the movie already, due to whitewashing and all that. I don't. We won't. That could be a different podcast for a different day. Let's save that for later. But yeah, I like what I see so far a lot, man.
Yeah, me too. It looks great. I mean, I'm most excited for Mads Mikkelsen because he is a great actor, and especially when he plays a villain.
Yeah, he plays Calculus.
Is that how you say it? I thought Calcius, or
is it Calcius or Calculus?
I think it's Calcius.
I think you're right, because Calculus is a subject in school.
Yeah.
So I think you're right.
Cassius or however the fuck you say it. But
Mads
yeah,
Mikkelsen.
That's who his role is going to be. That was actually not released by Marvel. That was confirmed by the toy set that was released.
Yeah.
Which is weird and dumb, but he's going to be very, very, very different than Calicius. I think that's how you say it. Almost like Calicius.
Calicius. Yeah, you are right.
Than how he is in the comics by like a large degree.
Oh no, it's like it can't be pronounced Calicius because there's only one C.
K. Yeah, Cali.
No, it's Casilius. I don't know. This is not important.
Yeah, no, I'm going to say Calicius because I want to.
Okay.
But yeah, he's going to be very different, which is good because Calicius does not seem that great in the comics. Like Mads Mikkelsen's interpretation and characterization of him seems like it's going to be much better and much more imposing and powerful figure, which is good. But yeah, for a while we were wondering who he's going to play, and his design is cool. Like whatever is around his eyes, like that, is pretty cool. Like the way his eye is designed. I don't know if it's part of his skin, or if it's like part of a possession. It looks like it's broken apart, like the way the reality is warping. Like when they show those like shards coming up.
Right.
It's kind of like that, and we see him have followers. So I wonder if he's either serving or being possibly possessed by Dormammu.
Oh,
who is not confirmed to be in the movie, but I'm sure he'll be in the movie at some point.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I wonder how Marvel would do Dormammu.
Yeah, I'm very curious for that.
Right.
Actually, there's a rumor that Benjamin Bratt is going to be Dormammu, entirely CGI, but his name is on the poster now. It's one of the top names in the billings, but like it was snuck in there, and it was never announced that he was in it, and never announced who he would be. So people are starting to think that it's Dormammu.
I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun, especially since like as much as I love the Marvel movies, like villains have not been their strong suit. This could be the first instance where a villain is very interesting.
Yeah.
Besides Loki. So I don't want to jump the gun that like Marvel's going to start doing villains a lot better. Although I did happen to look up the pronunciation of the villain because it was bothering me that much. It's Callius.
Callius?
Here, you try to pronounce that. There's a lot of different, like...
K. Cleus? Yeah, whatever.
K. Cleus, yeah.
That's a stupid name. I'm still going to say Cleus because I want to. But
I'm going to say calculus.
Whatever it is. Mads Mikkelsen, let's just say that.
We'll wait till the movie comes out. I can't wait for like Doctor Strange, like super Doctor Strange fans to be like, it's this.
Yeah.
It's this. Get it right.
What we do know about him is that he was a former apprentice of the Ancient One. And actually, when Benedict Wong is saying to Strange, he's like, be careful, stronger men than you have failed and turned. And then they cut right to Mads Mikkelsen.
Yep.
So he was a former like top apprentice of the Ancient One. And I think like some of the reports that have been coming out saying that his goal is not just to, change the way that reality is, but he's trying to bring Dormammu to our dimension or something like that, or to that current dimension or something similar to that is like one of his motivations or something. So they're going to be battling over, I forget the name of like the spell book or whatever it is, but like something he needs in order to actually be capable of bringing Dormammu to the dimension. Or he could be possessed by him or just working for him regardless. I don't know. All I know is that I'm really excited for him.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting him to be, however you want to say it, but that's fine. And I think that they're going to make it really good. And I hope, Marvel does have a villain problem, especially because how many have reappeared? How many have not died at the end of the movie?
Dude.
Loki.
Yeah, like Loki is the Marvel villain right now. There's Thanos.
Yeah, but Thanos was never in a fight. Like
yeah.
Zemo didn't die, surprisingly. Like Claw, but he wasn't really the main villain.
No.
But like with it, Mads Mikkelsen is a top class actor, and I hope that they don't kill him off in this because I would love to see him come back.
But if they kill him off, at least make him an amazing villain to kill off. You know?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I want him to be as memorable as I know he could play. Because like he was one of the best parts of Casino Royale.
He was the best part of Casino Royale.
Casino Royale was an awesome movie.
It was. It's amazing. Yeah. I'm not, dude. Casino Royale is probably one of the top 5 James Bond movies.
Yeah,
but he is the best part of Casino Royale.
True. And he's going to be in Rogue One. I didn't watch the show, but apparently he was amazing on Hannibal, which I heard it was a great show.
Yeah, I heard that was a show that was canceled too early.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Anthony Dooley's a big fan of it. But like some other things to notice, like during that like collapsing looking realm, like the one Inception looking sequence, you can see the Avengers Tower getting sucked into that hole. Mm-hmm. Which was, I think, like a nice little Easter egg tidbit type thing in there.
Because we don't know where this movie takes place because they bring up Doctor Strange and Captain America Civil War.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, Captain America Winter Soldier. So I don't know where this is going to fit in the timeline. Even though it's technically a Phase 3 movie, I think it's going to journey through the phases.
It could. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. I mean, it's going to take place after Winter Soldier, that's for sure, at least. We know that for sure.
Yeah.
And if you don't remember him being mentioned in Winter Soldier, when Cap and Falcon and Black Widow are questioning Agent Sitwell about the program that's targeting certain individuals for the algorithm, he's mentioned there. Which I'm glad that he wasn't just like a throwaway mention. I'm glad that they actually decided to make a full movie out of him.
Yeah, I think they've had it planned for a while.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure they did. And like one of the other things we see along with him using like his magic, we see a lot of glyphs. Maybe glyphs isn't the right word, but when he's using his magic and you see like the green and like the shield and stuff, it has those like glyph looking type of things, or however I forget,
like the symbols and stuff.
The symbols, yeah. I don't know why the right word isn't coming to me, but like that's interesting. We saw more of that, and I wonder if those change with the type of magic he's using or the spell or power he's trying to cast, or if it's kind of just like standard the whole time.
I'm trying to remember. Like, I haven't picked up a Doctor Strange comic in like forever, and I also only really read him as much as when I'm reading like X-Men vs Avengers or something like that, like something big. So I'm trying to think if I can remember like when he casts spells, like, or when he uses his mysticism, if those symbols change. But I don't think they do. I don't know. They might do it for the movie.
Yeah, they could. I mean, aside from like, because you do see different colors of the spells he's using. Like you saw green and orange. There'll probably be more throughout, like whatever he's using. What I'm interested in though is how the magic and reality warping, or like, you know, the Inception style events that they show in the trailer will affect the citizens in the area. Because in the one where you see Baron Mordo and who I wonder if he's gonna, by the end of the movie, turn to the dark side or not.
Ooh.
And Strange chasing, like running down that street in London, and while like they are like the Earth is slanting, and they're being affected by that slant. It looked like the citizens, like just the everyday people that were walking, it didn't affect them at all.
Right. So they may not know what's happening.
So they may not know what's happening. So I wonder if like I'm interested to see like if it's being like if it's how it's going to affect them, or if it's going to be like occurring in like a bubble around them or something like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like if it's actually directly affecting that astral plane or dimensional plane, however you want to say it, or it's just like taking place between these individuals like that.
I don't know. My brain's pretty fried right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a trippy movie for sure.
Dude, I just imagine how many people are going into this movie like ripped on
probably.
Like,
or like on like shrooms or LSD or something, or acid. I think this would be the type of movie to do that for.
Yep.
If one was to do that. Yeah.
If you fund our Comic-Con trip, we'll do it. I don't know where I would get any of it, but we'll do it.
Yeah. And one interesting thing, this is actually related to an Infinity Stone question, is when we see him reading from the book and he brings up that like crystal, like small plane in front of him and in front of Doctor Strange, you see what looks like different versions of him. So I wonder if it's like Stranges of different dimensions or of different timelines or in times, different times. And I'm going to relate this to the Infinity Stone because one we haven't seen is the Time Stone.
Right. Then we're probably going to see it in this movie.
Which I think I think that's the stone that will be in this movie. Because the other one is the Space Stone that we haven't seen.
Yeah. We've seen 4. Or, I'm sorry, we've seen 3. Or is there 6? There's 6. There's 6. So we've seen 4 so far. Because I know there's 2 we haven't seen really.
Yeah. So I wonder. I think that the Time Stone or Time Gem, however you want to say it, will be in this movie.
Yes.
Instead of like the next Thor or Guardians. And a big question is if that's what's going to give the Eye of Agamotto, like one of the most powerful mystic weapons, whatever. I wonder if that's what's going to give it its power. Like if that's what the eye is actually going to be. Because in one poster they showed where Doctor Strange was wearing the Eye of Agamotto, it looks like a green gem in there. And I'm pretty sure that the Time Stone is going to be green.
I think it is. And also too, Marvel usually they'll combine certain things together for the Infinity Stone, like the Tesseract, like the Cosmic Cube, It could be. That's just all in theory though, obviously. But I think we'll see the Time Stone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just don't know of what, but you might be right. That might be the hint. Considering this trailer is is much more well put together than Justice League trailer.
Okay, so yeah, the 4 we've seen so far. Okay, the Tesseract is a space stone. The Ether, which was from Thor: The Dark World, was the Reality Stone.
Oh yeah, the Tesseract is being the space stone, considering that when Red Skull gets evaporated, there's space.
and then that's how Loki brought the Shatari. The Purple Stone, the Power Stone, was in Guardians, and the gem in Loki's staff was the Mind Stone, which is now on Vision's head. So there's the reality gem. Oh no, I just said that. Time gem, which I think is going to be in Doctor Strange. Space, reality, power, mind.
Calvin Klein.
Yeah. Okay. So whatever. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting in here. So I wonder if it's going to be the Eye of Agamotto or not. I think a lot of people were. I saw some like complaints about that being the case. Like they wanted it to be its own thing.
Yeah, but it doesn't bother me because just like Doctor Strange, I've never been like a huge avid follower of.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate his character. I think he's cool. I'm glad there's a movie, and the movie looks fantastic. But like, I am a little more forgiving when it comes to whatever leeway it is. I'm also kind of excited not knowing certain things already.
Yeah.
Like, for example, like Transformers. I haven't seen the latest one with Mark Wahlberg,
Mm-hmm.
but with the Revenge of the
It was
Fallen,
fucking terrible.
I knew those characters right away because of the Transformers comics.
Mm-hmm.
So like I kind of obviously that movie took a turn for the worst, but I kind of like not knowing going into this movie as much.
Yeah.
Because I only really know of Doctor Strange within the Marvel comic universe.
Right.
So, I guess I'm like I said, I'm more forgiving with as far as when it comes to like changing elements from the comics or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm fine with that. I'm just I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with it. It's a lot of people just wanted it to be its own, like the Eye of Agamotto be its own power source, not powered by a stone. But whatever.
But you are also constricted. A lot of people don't realize how constricted you are with a movie. So like you have to make certain things work with sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
and like making a stone and the Eye of Agamotto the same thing is probably a necessity.
Yeah.
For the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, it could be. The other stone we haven't seen is the Soul Gem. I don't know why. The way I was reading, it was like all blending together. But yeah, so I expect the Soul Gem to be later on. I don't think it'll necessarily be in Thor again because he's already dealt with 2 or Guardians, but maybe Captain Marvel or something. But anyway, one of my other favorite parts of this trailer, which is like at the end, was the way he whipped that cloak, the cloak of levitation, right on like a badass. I thought that was such a like baller move. He's just like, fuck this, whips it on. He's like, I'm Sorcerer Supreme. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about Thor Ragnarok. No footage was released to people who weren't at Comic-Con, but at Comic-Con, they showed I think it was like a mockumentary style, like short thing about where Thor and Hulk were during the events of Civil War. Thor clearly on Asgard, and I don't know what they showed about Hulk because again we didn't get to see it, but he disappeared at the end of Age of Ultron. So wherever he was, whether he was on Earth, he may not have known, or if he wasn't on Earth at that point, which factors into Thor Ragnarok, we don't know. It would have been nice to see that footage, but so Thor Ragnarok, one of the biggest things that I'm so happy that they're actually including in it, since they can't really do a solo Hulk movie, they're including elements of Planet Hulk.
Yeah,
which is an awesome story.
Which is the best they can do, essentially. Like I have a feeling over at Marvel Studios, they really want to do a Planet Hulk movie, but they
have
can't.
a rights issue with Universal.
Yeah,
bunch of bitches. But yeah, Planet Hulk is an awesome story.
It's an amazing storyline. It is so much fun.
The animated
Beta Ray Bill's in it.
The animated movie is actually pretty good. It's not too bad.
I haven't seen it in a while.
I don't know if it still is on Netflix. When I first saw it, it was on Netflix, but that wasn't very recently. But like Planet Hulk, the way it is, the Illuminati, which it was a member of like the smartest minds on Earth, like Professor X, Tony Stark, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Namor. Is there somebody else? Or is that it? In the Illuminati? Reed Richards.
Yes.
They decided that Bruce Banner, Hulk, was too dangerous to continue like being on Earth, and like, you know, he couldn't keep him in control. He was too wild and too much damage, and you know, collateral damage was occurring. So they shot him into space. That was their solution. They shot him into space, which seems pretty crazy. You know, like smartest minds in the world. You think that they can do something to like cure him, but I'm glad they didn't, because shooting him into space was great. He ended up landing on this planet. I forget the name of it, but this uninhabited planet. Instantly went right into Hulk form, because that's what like enabled him to live on this like oxygen deprived planet, and was captured by this alien life that was gathering life forms to basically fight in gladiator matches.
Essentially, like, imagine Hulk. It's like it gave him a reason to put Hulk in like a Roman Coliseum.
Yeah, and to great results. It was awesome. Definitely recommend reading it, or at least watching the movie. You can find it. But we know that parts of that are going to happen. And you mentioned Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill is actually like a popular Thor supporting character.
Yeah.
He's pretty much Thor if Thor was a walking horse, like a anthropomorphic horse.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of alien he is. But like he's a hero.
Yeah, he's a hero.
Thor.
His powers are similar to Thor. He's not as strong as him, but his powers are similar. At one point, he wielded Thor's hammer, but now he has his own type of thing.
Yeah.
But Beta Ray Bill was one of the.
He has a golden like axe hammer.
Yeah, was one of the life forms that was captured by whatever planet and made to fight in these gladiator matches, and he actually fought Hulk. And at one point, I guess Beta Ray Bill knew him at that point. Like, they had interacted, at least in the animated movie, it seemed that way.
Stormbreaker, that's the name of the hammer.
Stormbreaker. Was like, dude, like, come on, let's stop this and let's take him. Thor beat the fuck out of him. While wearing this awesome gladiator armor with this huge, like, sledgehammer type thing. And director Taika Waititi, if you follow him on Instagram or Twitter, posted a picture of Thor's stuff, and it looked awesome. And I really hope that we see it. Like, I want to see some Planet Hulk sequences. You know, if you can't get a full Planet Hulk movie, why not include it in this? Yeah, but that's probably, honestly, the part that I'm most excited for about Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, because I like the Thor movies. I like is the key term.
Yeah.
They're all right. I think the Dark World was better than the first one.
I agree.
But also, too, the director has come out openly and said that he does not want to work with Marvel again after the Dark World. And like it kind of shows, I think. The way he describes it is he had free reign to do whatever he wanted, almost, to a certain extent, while he was filming. He said post-production was one of the worst experiences of his life. So, it's just like, I guess, like, that's kind of the result, just an unbalanced product. Hopefully, the guy that's doing Thor Ragnarok is a pretty critically acclaimed director.
Yeah, he's a very talented director. His movies have been very critically and well received, and very good fan reactions as well. Yeah, so Planet Hulk is going to be the part I'm most excited for in this, and it's going to be, that's how Thor and Hulk are going to interact. Like, that's how they're going to get together, because it's going to be like a Thor Hulk buddy cop movie type of thing, the way it's been described.
I like it.
I like
the
it.
idea.
That sounds great to me. So that's how they're going to come into being. I guess Thor is going to, I don't know if Beta Ray Bill is going to be in it. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't show him at all. Wouldn't really care. But like I think they're gonna sub Thor like Beta Ray Bill's position in it into having Thor discovering it.
Yeah, as much like Beta Ray Bill's cool, but he's you can't just throw him in a movie,
Right.
You know,
Right. They could have him in the background or something, but I don't think he'll really. If they show him, it'll be like for 2 seconds,
there might be like a small like nod.
something like that. And apparently, there's going to be like when they first encounter each other again, there's going to be a fight between Thor and Hulk, which is going to be cool because I like their fight in Avengers, but I'm really looking forward to like a full-on battle between them and like between Thor and Gladiator Hulk. I think that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
So there was no actual footage really from the set, just some more information, and then because it's currently filming. But some other information. We previously talked about some of this, but obviously Thor's back. Tom Hiddleston's back as Loki. Not surprising because he's a fan favorite. Idris Elba will be Heimdall again. We'll see Odin. Kate Blanchett is a new addition. Is going to be the main villain of Hela, who pretty much rules the Asgardian hell. That's pretty much her role. That's like pretty much what she does, or like what her character is. She's very, very powerful, magical. And then we have a new Tessa Thompson is going to play Valkyrie, who's going to be the new love interest for Thor. Natalie Portman's not coming back, which is fine. I don't really care. Like I like Natalie Portman and I like Jane Foster, and like, but in the movies she's not as important as she is in the comics.
She was actually kind of the weakest part of the Dark World.
Yeah, kind of unnecessary in there.
Yeah, it just
like just to throw in like a love triangle with why is my mind blanking? Sif. Yeah. So I'm fine with that, but now I guess we might have a new love
triangle. But then
triangle.
it's kind of like stupid because Thor refutes his kingship for her.
Mm-hmm.
So now he just is a random other love interest.
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah. Listen, I love Marvel and I love what they've done with the cinematic universe, but doesn't mean everything's perfect.
Yeah, but Thor is back on Asgard, and Valkyrie is an Asgardian warrior. And after this, she's already signed on to appear in more films after this. Let's see. She's gonna be like really based on like some Viking type mythological things. But that's gonna be interesting. I don't really know much about her, but that'd be cool to see. And we got Jeff Goldblum as Grandmaster. Just having Jeff Goldblum in is great.
Dude, and he's the same person in every movie. So nature finds a way. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the same person, but he's so great and everything. It doesn't matter, like, even if he's the same.
Yeah. I love Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. And Grandmaster is a cosmic being who's, like, really fascinated with gaming and chance and likes to manipulate lesser life forms. So I don't know how he's going to factor into this, but I don't give a shit. I'm down for Jeff Goldblum no matter what he does.
Yeah. Did you ever see the remake of The Fly with Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah, the movie's terrible, but Jeff Goldblum's great.
No, that movie's awesome. Are you kidding me? I love that movie.
I'm not surprised. It's not my thing.
I guess it's not your thing. But I think like Roger Ebert even said on that movie that Jeff Goldblum was robbed of an Academy Award nomination.
Jeff Goldblum was awesome in it. I'm not denying that.
But it's the same character that it was in Jurassic Park and Independence Day, which is fine.
That's completely fine. Then we got Carl Urban as Scourge, who's an Asgardian warrior. He's pretty much like the executioner for Hela. And they showed a picture of Carl Urban, grew a big beard, shaved his head. He looks like a neo-Nazi. Like, that's the way he looked in that picture. I don't know if they're gonna keep him, like, usually Scourge is like a bigger like figure, like a behemoth looking guy. I don't know what they're gonna do about that with Carl Urban, but I don't care. Carl Urban's gonna make it work. And then obviously Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner and Hulk. Some other names that they mentioned are gonna be in Thor Ragnarok, or some other characters, is gonna be Surtur and Fenris Wolf. Surtur he's kind of like a demon, I guess. I don't really know how to describe him.
Yeah.
But he's like he's like a Asgardian demon, or not even Asgardian, but pretty much he's like a fire giant demon type thing. But he's a huge enemy of Odin and has been like throughout his history.
Mm-hmm.
And so Hela might, bring him into the fold and use him to attack Thor, Odin, Asgard. We'll see, but he's a powerful, powerful being. So that's going to be really interesting. No word on who's playing that or anything. There's really not a lot of information on the movie itself other than like those things. Which is fine.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with not knowing for right now.
Yeah.
Work on your product.
Yeah, I just really want this Thor movie to be really good because the first two are like okay.
Yeah, they're not unenjoyable. Like when they're on, I can watch them.
They're clearly the weakest of the MCU, but still not bad.
Right.
And then at Comic-Con, also some Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 information came out.
Yeah.
Apparently they showed some footage. Again, it's not being released to non-Comic-Con goers, which sucks because I really wanted to see it.
This is why we have to go next year.
This is why we have to go for shit like this. But yeah, they showed some footage, and I really liked the one thing they did, like for the panel when they introduced Michael Rooker, who plays Yondu, the leader of the Ravagers. He came out in costume.
Wow.
And then all of the actors who play the Ravagers all came out in costume, came like through the crowd, like just like, being real rowdy coming through onto the stage.
That's awesome.
Which I thought was pretty sweet. Speaking of Yondu, he had, if you look in the first movie, his head, he's got like, it's not a mohawk, but it looks like a gemmed mohawk, if you will. But in this, it's more like a large fin on top of his head he was wearing.
Which is like, because he's an original Guardian of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But they adapted his character to be Peter Quill's father cut figure thing.
Father figure.
Yeah. No, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Father figure.
I was going to say, whoa, dude, you're wrong.
No. Peter,
Yeah.
That's a subject for a different podcast.
Right.
But in the comics, he originally had like a giant fin on his head.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't really know Guardians of the Galaxy until after the movie, but the movie is what got me interested in the comics. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with the original design as well.
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, I think they're gonna bring up like why he has the fin in it or something. I don't know. Or it could just be like he wanted a new hairstyle and he can't grow hair, so why not?
They would do something like that in that movie.
They would. Exactly. There's going to be a lot more Kree involvement in this than there was in the previous movie. We're going to see Xandar again, more of the Nova Corps. No word if Richard Rider Nova, like the actual hero Nova, or Sam Alexander, who sucks, will be in the movie. I doubt it, even though I would love to see Richard Rider because he's a badass. Very powerful, and one of my favorites. Aisha is confirmed to be the main villain, and she's like a cosmic force type of thing. I mean, again, I never really knew much of the Guardians in the first place, so I don't really know much about her. But she's pretty much like a test tube humanoid that was created by this cosmic being known as her. She also goes by Kismet, but I think in the movie she's going to be going by Aisha.
Yeah, go by Aisha.
Yeah. But yeah, she's powerful. She's kind of like Marvel in a way, like they kind of were created like for like the same purpose type of thing. But very powerful, superhuman strength, healing factor, immortal, flight, can shoot like energy projection out of her hands and stuff. She is going to be the main villain, and then she's gonna have a sidekick named Taserface, which is funny itself, but I'm sure it will be good. I don't know him either. Let me see if I can look him up real quick.
So
yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of it's gonna be centered around, Peter Quill finding his father, another cosmic issue that the Guardians need to get factored into. They're gonna get a new member named Mantis. And
Expand the roster
a bit, and actually, we know exactly who Kurt Russell's being, and we already know who Peter's father is. And James Gunn, like a lot of people were complaining because they're like, "Oh, spoilers!" But James Gunn defended it, saying like, "It's not ruining any of the surprises in the movie. It's just like something that's good to know going into it that you'll find out anyway." But
yeah,
and he said,
I feel like I trust his word for it.
And he said he's like, I would rather like myself reveal that than some random website revealing an article about it. Like I'd rather do it myself and handle it myself.
Yeah, and that's something that I feel like directors and studios have to fear today,
because everything leaks.
Everything leaks.
But Kurt Russell is in fact playing Star-Lord's dad. And this was a real, like, in the comics, Star-Lord's dad is Jason of Spartax. But they're not doing that for this movie. They announced that, like, when Guardians first came out.
Yeah, that it's not going to be that.
Yeah, but they made a really interesting choice with who Kurt Russell is as Quill's father.
It's Ego, the living planet.
Ego, the living planet.
Yeah, he's a cosmic being. I don't know if he's on par with Galactus, maybe.
I don't know. He's powerful, but he's literally a planet that's alive. That's like his name is exactly what he is.
See, now this is where I get these things get fishy. I think I have a theory of my own. I don't think Ego is Peter Quill's father. I think it's the father from the original comics. I think this is a ruse.
You think so?
To prevent any leaks.
I don't know, man. Well,
dude, come on. Ego, the living planet, Peter Quill's father.
Well, the thing is, like, obviously, a planet can't knock up his mom, but, like, he uses human vessels.
That is a big vagina.
Yeah. He uses human vessels. So I think we'll see Ego, like Kurt Russell, in human form. Maybe we'll see him in planet form, like, living and talking or whatever, but primarily will probably be him using, like, a human vessel or something.
Yeah, because in the first movie, when they're like, we should have delivered him to his father, it's like, dude, if a cosmic being, like, if you know who his father is, wouldn't you deliver him to a cosmic being?
They may have seen him as a human,
but not
at knowing, like, who he actually is and what he's capable of. And clearly, Ego was okay with that because he could have done whatever to get him back.
Right.
I'm sure he was able to keep tabs on him anyway. But yeah, no, they probably don't know what Kurt Russell was actually was, because I think he's, obviously they're not. If it was a talking planet with powers, yeah, they probably would have given him up right away. But as a human vessel, they may not see him as as a real threat or anything. It's really an interesting choice. I mean, you know what? It's the type of choice that I'm not surprised that James Gunn would make, because he makes some out there choices, but they work out well.
They do. I agree. They work out well. He's so far he had a home run with Guardians of the Galaxy. He did Slither too.
He did Slither, which was awesome. He did Super, which was good. He's really, really good. I've enjoyed.
Yeah,
pretty much
he's a
everything
good
he's done.
Storyteller.
Very good storyteller, and he can make weird things awesome.
Right.
He's exceptional at that, I think.
Well, he's a Trauma alumni.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with Ego. And another reason that I really want like one of the Nova heroes to be in it, not like just a Nova corpsman, is because Richard Rider at one point, the Xandarian world mind, which is like this sentient kind of like cloud computer force type thing, but it also gives him Nova the power of the Nova Force, which is like this immense power. At one point, overtook Richard Rider's mind and gave Ego a lobotomy, which is pretty weird.
That is weird.
Which is weird, but I would like to see something like that.
That would be awesome on screen.
It would be awesome on screen, exactly.
Yeah. Done right.
Done right. Done by James Gunn. But I think I'm just as excited for this, if not more, than pretty much any of the other upcoming MCU movies because of how good Guardians was.
Yeah,
how
Guardians
good
was
I know
awesome.
this is going to be.
That was such a hit out of left field, man.
Oh, dude, that came out of nowhere.
It can't. Yeah, people laughed at that movie.
They laughed at it. They're like, "Oh, talking raccoon and tree? What the fuck is that? That's going to be retarded."
Yeah,
and it was a huge hit.
It was amazing. My dad, who doesn't even like Marvel movies, he's like I don't like comic book movies. Like they're stupid. Likes Guardians of the Galaxy. He's like, that was a good movie.
It really was. And you know what? It made a shit ton of money.
Yeah, it did, man.
It made more domestically than Batman vs Superman did, and actually not too far off both worldwide gross, like comparatively. Let me just pull up the numbers here. All right, so worldwide box office, Batman vs Superman did $873 million.
That's overall.
That's overall. That's entire worldwide.
It's a little disappointing.
It was disappointing. It should have been a $1 billion movie. Its domestic was, I think, like 200 something million, maybe. But Guardians worldwide did 773 million, which was crazy. Like nobody could have seen that
for
coming.
that type of movie.
A virtually unknown property. Like that's massively impressive.
I'm pretty sure it was like anywhere from $400 to $500 million profit.
Yeah, its budget was like 160 million or some shit like that.
Yeah,
but domestically it made $333 million. It made over 100 million more domestically than Batman vs Superman did, which is that's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But that's how good the movie was, and it had such positive word of mouth. And that's why I'm so excited for Guardians Volume 2. Because I'm a huge James Gunn fan.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the cast. Another person who's in it, I think right now his role is a member of the Nova Corps, is Rocky himself, Sylvester Stallone.
Really?
He's going to be in it.
That's awesome.
No real confirmation on his role, but right now I think he's listed as a Nova Corpsman.
Okay. So it could be like a cameo,
Yeah, it
maybe?
could be like a cameo. Probably nothing too major. Moving on. Actually, Guardians come out next year?
Yes.
May of next year, right? Oh,
yeah.
Damn, it's so close. Moving on, let's talk about a pretty big casting reveal for the movie universe. One that I'm excited for and I think is a good decision.
It's a great decision.
And I love the way that they revealed it. Marvel revealed who's going to play Captain Marvel.
And it is Brie Larson.
Brie Larson, Academy Award-winning actress Brie Larson.
Yeah.
Of Scott Pilgrim fame. I'm excited. I think it's a good choice.
21 Jump Street, too.
21 Jump Street. Like, a lot of stuff. Great actress. Deserved that Academy Award. That movie was okay, but she was amazing in it. Like, that's why people love that movie, because of how good she was in it.
Yeah.
And then if you look up Short Turn 12 on Netflix, fantastic. Great movie. She's fantastic in it. And I've liked her in everything she's ever been in.
Mm-hmm.
Even the crap. But I think it's a good choice. I've seen some complaints on Facebook and Twitter, as always, but that it's guaranteed, no matter what.
Yeah.
About anything.
I mean,
They're like, oh, she doesn't look like her.
People were crapping their pants about Heath Ledger. Ledger as the Joker.
They're like, oh, she doesn't look like her. Well, not everyone's going to be like ripped from the page looking like that person.
No actor is.
Yeah, she's a couple of points. She doesn't look like her. She's not old enough to be like a captain. But by the time this movie comes out, like Brie Larson right now is 26. She's a year older than us, and by the movie comes out in 2019. So she'll be almost 30
By the time the movie comes
by the
out.
time the movie comes out. I don't know.
Because they haven't even started filming. They haven't. I don't even know if they have a script.
They don't have a script. I don't think they even have a director. I think they just have Brie Larson.
Right. So it's to show. It's to show what's to come.
Yeah, it's to show what's coming exactly. So I don't know what the usual timeline is for a person in the Army to become, or Air Force, any military, to go from private to captain. I don't know what the timeline is on that, but they'll make it work regardless. Like, it's movie logic; it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's certain things you just let go.
Yeah. And apparently, Captain Marvel is going to be like the Tony Stark of Phase 4. Meaning, like, she's going to be like the big name, like the first, like how Iron Man kind of established the rest of
Right.
that
Okay,
phase.
I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like personality.
No,
wise.
no,
Like,
no, not
whoa.
personality wise, but like in terms of stature and like being the first and big name to come, and then like people following suit and whatever. Which is fine because Captain Marvel is really powerful.
Yeah.
And currently, which in the Marvel event Civil War 2, which I haven't read and I'm not really too interested in reading. She's the figurehead in it, like she's leading the one side.
I haven't heard too much about it. I've heard some negatives.
Yeah, I'm not. I've heard a lot of negatives, and I'm not thrilled. Doesn't sound good to me. It's just I don't plan on reading it. But yeah, like she is prominent. Yes, there has been multiple Captain Marvels throughout it, but Carol Danvers is like she started off as Miss Marvel, and then has been Captain Marvel for like 4 or 5 years now, but has been Miss Marvel for decades.
Right.
But one thing I saw on Facebook, like came up on the Facebook like news feed on the right sidebar or whatever, and I was looking at some of the comments like after they announced it. People were like, "Isn't Captain Marvel a man? Blah blah blah. Like, why are they gender swapping, creating a new character?" People are confusing this Captain Marvel with Captain Marvel's old before he became Shazam.
Well, there's also a Captain Marvel. There is a male Captain Marvel in the Marvel comic universe.
Yeah, Marvel, but he's
Marvel.
dead. He's been dead for a long time.
He's been dead for a very long time.
Yeah, and then there was after him was another woman who became Captain Marvel.
By the way, I think these people are idiots.
They are.
Just letting you know.
Yes, Shazam, who at one point was more popular than Superman, used to go by Captain Marvel, but then a lawsuit happened, and DC changed his name to Shazam, which is better anyway. It's fine, but a lot of people didn't get that. Like,
No.
I mean, not everybody's gonna know it, but he's been known as Shazam for like 40 years or something. And even if you are confusing him, DC announced a Shazam movie. They didn't announce a Captain Marvel movie. They announced a Shazam movie.
It's Shazam. He's known as Shazam now.
Yeah, and like it takes literally 2 seconds to type in like which to find it out. Like you say Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, to say her name.
Yep.
Like the character's name. And all throughout the comments, like people were like, "Wow, they're taking away roles from men, gender swapping characters, like create their own." And like that was every other comment. Then every other comment was people saying, "No, you're thinking of somebody else." Blah blah blah.
You're thinking of DC.
Yeah. There's this one guy, like throughout the aggregated newsfeed of like all the different articles released, there was one guy who commented on every one of them like 5 times. He goes, "Taking roles from men, like gender swapping these characters is bullshit. Now you got Iron Man being black and a girl. What are you going to do next? Make Captain America Muslim? Make so-and-so gay? Like, what is this bullshit?" Like, saying some ignorant stuff because he was confusing characters.
Yeah. Like he. Like,
And so I clicked on his page, and he is, from what I gathered from his post, an ignorant, sexist,
a lot of these
racist
people don't
anyway.
even read comics.
No.
They're just pissed.
Yeah.
And they have an agenda.
Yeah.
I just, gosh, I don't know.
Stupid.
Why are we even talking about it?
I
It's
don't
not
know,
worth
but
it.
it's just something like I saw. But yeah, Captain Marvel was supposed to like Joss Whedon wanted to include her in Age of Ultron, then they wanted to include her in Civil War. I don't think we'll see her until probably the first Infinity War movie, if we see her then. But her movie comes out between. It comes out in 2019, so after the second Infinity War movie.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no. If it's that late, then it's after the second Infinity War movie, or at least maybe right before it.
She could be in the second one. I don't know.
She could be, but I almost would want her to start like a new cinematic thing, like as far as a new Avengers, like because there's obviously gonna be more Avengers movies after Infinity War.
Yeah, well, she's gonna be the first of like Phase 4, I think. She's gonna be kicking off Phase 4, so we will see a brand new team after that.
Yeah, like I would like to see an
than-
Avengers with Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Falcon, like some other some other new superheroes. Like as much as I love,
like I'm sure we'll
Yeah.
see Doctor Strange on the team, Black Panther, Spider-Man for sure, probably still Falcon,
yeah,
maybe Bucky.
possibly.
Who knows? Vision.
Maybe Bucky
Scarlet
would be the new
Witch.
Captain America.
Yeah, or Falcon could be Captain America too, because he is in the comics.
Both of them are.
Yeah, but I guarantee we will definitely 100% see probably a third iteration of the Avengers teams by then. She could, the movie comes out in 2019. The second Avengers Infinity War movie is 2018. Oh, no. Shit. Hold on. I think I'm confusing because they changed the release dates a little bit.
Damn it, Pat.
I'm sorry. But yeah, I think it's a good choice. And I like the way that they introduced her, like announced that she was going to be Captain Marvel. Like they had all of like any of like the Marvel actors that were there at Comic-Con were all on stage, and then Kevin Feige's like, and Captain Marvel, and then just had her walk out. I thought that was pretty sweet.
That
and
is
people
pretty cool.
lost their shit.
Yeah, that's a great reveal. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
And Marvel does it. They do it good, man.
Yeah,
They
know
do it real
what
good.
they're doing. They do it very well. So that's exciting. I'm very glad with that choice. I'm all about it. And speaking of the next Avengers movies, okay, I was wrong. All right, Captain Marvel comes out before the Infinity War Part 2. Captain Marvel comes out in March 2019. That Avengers movie comes out in May 2019. Okay. But speaking of those other, those two Marvel and Avengers movies, they officially announced, which they said they were probably going to do anyway. They officially announced that Infinity War is only going to be the title of the first one. It's not going to be Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2 anymore.
Good. Okay.
They're going to keep it Avengers Infinity War, and then the second one is currently untitled. The Russo brothers has said they're going to be very, very different movies, different stories.
Oh, okay.
They're not. Yeah, it's not going to be like cliffhanger and then pick up right with, right into Part 2. They're going to be separate, like a different timeline of events. But I'm 99% sure that Thanos is still going to be the villain of both.
So,
Which would only make sense, which they really
do you
should
think
do.
it's going to be another stock villain for Part 1, and then Part 2 we finally get Thanos?
I don't think so. I think that would be really foolish for them to do, because they've been building up Thanos for so long.
Yeah.
At that point, it'll be 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually 6 because Thanos didn't appear until Avengers. But like the MCU will be 10 years old at that point.
Yeah.
I think he will be, because like the original plan was for it to be Infinity War Part 1 and 2 with Thanos in both as leading the charge in both.
So the Russo brothers probably had a say in that change. They probably like this is too long.
Well,
like
yeah, I mean like they didn't want to do Part 1 and Part 2 because like those movies tend not to do very well anyway, and they're kind of just like they kind of like put a hindrance on the movies in a way.
Yeah, it works for some movies.
Works for some, not all, and they didn't want that to interfere with how they were going to tell the stories anyway, because it's gonna like whether it's in part 1 or part 2, one half of it is one of those movies is going to take place on Earth, one is going to take place in space. So like we'll see in like Earth Avengers probably in one movie, and then the more cosmic Avengers like Guardians, Captain Marvel, whatever other new like Thor maybe, whatever new characters we'll see in the other one.
That'll probably be the part 2.
That'll probably be the part 2, yes.
Yeah, because Captain Marvel, unless it could be the opposite.
It could be. Yeah, we don't really know. Could be. Maybe we'll even see some Inhumans in the second one, even though that movie keeps getting pushed back. But yeah, the second one is currently untitled. I have a feeling it's going to be called Infinity Gauntlet or Thanos Imperative. I forget some of the other titles like people were tossing around, but it probably will be one of those because those are like Thanos, Infinity Stone based things.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not like they didn't have a villain name in the title yet. Age of Ultron.
Yeah. I think that Thanos will and should be the big bad in both of them. I don't think that they should relegate him to the second one.
No, I agree.
Especially after building him up for so long.
I guess, but that would be a part 1, part 2. Ah, man, it's tough.
They could still be two different stories if he's, sent away from, Earth into space or space into Earth or whatever, like forced from one to the other. It could still work. It doesn't necessarily mean anything.
No, I get it. I was kind of hoping for a part 1, part 2.
Yeah, me too. But then they decide, like, they pushed back Ant-Man and the Wasp and then Captain Marvel to release them between them. So, like, to have part 1 and part 2 with those other heroes, especially now that, like, Ant-Man's kind of on the Avengers now, would have kind of thrown off the part 1, part 2 part. It would have, like, thrown off the continuation.
Right.
Because it would have been like, well, if this is still happening, why are Ant-Man and Wasp going to have their own little journey away from all this, monstrous being coming and whatever. So I think, like, maybe part 1 will be like Thanos coming to Earth, getting the Mind Gem, causing a ruckus, Time Gem, whatever else, completing the Gauntlet, and then, the Avengers defending Earth, him going elsewhere into space, and then, like, the Guardians and whoever else will come and fuck him up in space or something. I don't know. Yeah. But, when we'll find out? When we're at Comic-Con next year, I'm sure.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get on that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So this isn't Marvel related,
but we're going to talk about it.
But we'll talk about it because it's still cool. Kong Skull Island. Next King Kong movie.
I'm pretty pumped for it. It's got a great cast. King Kong looks good from what I can
you really
tell.
Don't get to actually see much of him. You get like 2 small glimpses, but he's massive.
Yeah, he's much bigger than he was in the Peter Jackson one.
Speaking of the movie, great cast. You got Nick Fury, Loki, and the newly crowned Captain Marvel all in it as 3 of the main characters.
Yeah, that is very true.
Sweet. So I think was a nice little thing to include into this. I think that's why it fits.
And Fred Flintstone.
Yeah. They should make John Goodman in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, just make up a hero for him.
Yeah, just let him be John Goodman as a hero. I don't give a shit.
He's the man.
He's the man.
But yeah, and I know the build up for it. It's going to be King Kong vs. Godzilla.
Yeah, it's going to lead into that, which is going to, I think, 2020 or some point after.
I'm more excited for that than Infinity War. I know that sounds blasphemous for this type of show.
Because you're a massive Godzilla fan.
I'm the biggest Godzilla fan you'll ever meet in your life. Like, that's just how it is. I met one other person that I know that's a big Godzilla fan, and that's this guy Ramsey I work with. Really cool dude. And he's like, I was like, dude, there's so few of us. He's like, but yes, I am more excited For that,
Yeah,
I know, chain me, drag me through the street, whatever.
We know King Kong's going to survive at the end of the movie because this movie takes place in, I think, the 70s. And by the time King Kong versus Godzilla happens, it's going to be taking place in, like, present day-ish. Or whatever. Or years after the last Godzilla movie that came out. Which, again, had 2 Marvel characters in it. You had Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks good. The trailer looks good. It's going to be intense. I'm really excited to see what they do with, like, the animals, monsters, however you want to describe them.
Yeah, because Skull Island isn't just King Kong. There's other, like, even in the original 1930s King Kong, which I've said on the show before, I think technically speaking is the best movie ever made. It's not my favorite movie, but there's dinosaurs, there's giant spiders technically, but it never made the final cut.
Yeah.
In the 1930s version. So I'm interested to see what else they do. But I mean, like, as far as King Kong, as big as he is in this movie, I can't imagine, like, a dinosaur being as big as him.
Yeah, really. One thing that we should have actually talked about before this, because it is Marvel, Spider-Man: Homecoming. I don't know why we skipped that.
It's all right. It's because you hate Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, totally hate Spider-Man. Not a whole lot of new news since we released our episode about it a few weeks ago. But the confirmed villains are Vulture, obviously, we know. Saw some sweet concept art, actually.
It was
his
pretty
suit.
dope.
Looks awesome.
It's got, like, helicopter propellers in it.
Yeah, it looks like it's has, like, the Shield helicarriers engines in it. Is what it
Yeah,
looked like.
it did look like that, and which is, like, neat because as much as I love the Vulture as a comic book character, whether he's the old man or the young version, it doesn't make sense that he just flies
In
like
a bird
that,
suit.
like, in a bird suit
With
like,
actual feathers.
Yeah, whatever. So, like, when I saw those, like, propellers, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like,
It is
they
cool that
changed
it's
something for
actually
the
gonna be
better.
like a tech suit.
Yeah, it has to be. You can't just have a winged dude flying.
Yeah, and the suit is actually rumored to be made from some leftover Chitauri tech and some other, like, precious, strong materials that have been seen in the MCU. Probably not. I doubt it'll be vibranium. It's more likely that it'll be Chitauri and Oscorp-based tech. Also, some of the other villains that were named in it. Tinkerer, who is pretty much just going to build Vulture's suit. And, like, Tinkerer is a designer of, like, tech for villains.
Right.
That's his job, pretty much. And then Shocker, Herman Schultz. I don't think we'll see him in suit with powers as Shocker. I think we'll just see Herman Schultz, like, pre-Shocker.
Kind of like how they teased, like, Kurt Connors as Lizard for so many movies in the original Spider-Man.
We'll just see him
trilogy.
as, Herman Schultz pre-Shocker lifestyle.
Shocker. Remember from the original Spider-Man cartoon?
Great. And it wasn't exactly confirmed, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, Keaton's the Vulture. Michael Keaton's the Vulture. So I guess we won't see him as Norman Osborn, which I think would have been sweet, but I'm psyched to see him as a Vulture. He could play anybody in that movie. I wouldn't give a shit.
He's a great actor. He's still the best Bruce Wayne on film, on screen, in my opinion. Different from Batman.
Yeah. So far, we'll see how Ben does, especially after Ben's solo Batman movie, which we should have said in the last episode. Just skipping things. That he's officially confirmed to be the director and writer of his solo Batman movie, which is awesome. It's gonna be fucking great.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
But yeah, Spider-Man: Homecoming, I'm extremely excited for. Really looking forward to it. And, like, there's so much good movies lined up for the next few years. Not Marvel, DC, regular, non-comic book based ones. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, Hollywood's been doing it pretty right so far. Like they've been doing good. I mean, there's still a bunch of crap that comes out.
Yeah, of course.
But
anyway, that's gonna wrap up this episode. Hopefully you listened to our first part of our Comic-Con coverage.
Yeah. We're recording a lot
Yeah,
tonight.
we're banging out a lot tonight. We still got at least 1 or 2 more Comic-Con episodes, depending on how much we talk into one episode.
Yeah.
But maximum 2 more, because we got some TV stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
DC and Marvel TV.
Which is exciting.
Yeah. Again, thanks for listening. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, download on iTunes and Podbean, rate us on iTunes and Podbean. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Awesome Sunday Show. Follow us on Twitter at Awesome Sun Show.
Also follow our individual Twitters as well. I am at Less Than Connor.
I'm at Rick Pat Mick. Invite everyone you know to like our Facebook page. Even
Please.
Just anybody who's on your friends list on Facebook, just invite it. The more people we get, the better stuff we can do, the cooler we look, the better we'll feel about ourselves.
The more girls will talk to us.
Well,
me.
you. I'm already got that covered.
That's true.
I don't think Becca would appreciate.
You can tell her I said that. It's all right.
Yeah. And like the amount of likes we have now, yeah, they're good. They're good. It's only like almost 3,300. No big deal.
No big deal.
But every single one makes us feel a little bit better about ourselves.
Yeah.
And I love it. And that's what we need. We need the confidence boost. Plus, the more people who like our page and contribute, if we do like an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter for Comic-Con, better it'll be.
Yeah, we should do that.
We should.
That'd be so funny.
That would be great.
Well, but like for the Kickstarter, it's gonna be for Harambe to go to Comic-Con.
Ooh. Yeah. R.I.P.
Take advantage of that.
R.I.P. Harambe. But yeah, if you didn't listen to our first episode about the DC movie trailers, go listen to that. And then go listen to the next 1 or 2 episodes of our Comic-Con coverage. I'm going to put it all in one playlist. So it's all you have to listen to. You just click a button, hey, play playlist. And yeah, thanks for listening. And go listen to the next ones too.
Yeah, peace.
Bye.